Like I'm thinking of the number 27 right now, and I had a really good time when I was 27 years old. I'm trying to configure the number 27 in a way that's kind of fun. And what would you tell people right now, just in regards to the changes that are taking place, especially people who really live by the Zodiac and really are invested into the science of astrology?
This is a major opportunity for astrology to become a much deeper science than it was. Astrology was seen as such a frivolous science anyways. Most people had a hard time taking it serious. Yeah. Now the people that really live by it are having an enormously difficult time shifting back into the sign before.
But you can understand that,
oh,
right?
I not only do I understand, there have been people that have publicly said, like one lady, she was a very well-known interviewer, she said, I was an Aries and I just moved back into being a Pisces, and she was like, there's no way I'm a Pisces. She's like, there's no way, I am definitely an Aries. Now, I have her chart, and I'm looking at her, and she's the star Namius, and Namius is an enormously energetic, active side of the constellation Pisces, and a lot of the traits that you would expect from Aries are in that star Namius. Okay. It's a very energetic, very active sign. It's not the traditional vibration you expect from Pisces, which is more from the earlier palaces inside of the constellation Pisces. But I don't think a lot of people are going to like this adjustment until they really start to become aware of these 27, which is, there couldn't be a better time for me to be out there talking about this the 27 sign Zodiac than now. Because everybody's going, oh my God, there's no way I'm this sign, I'm definitely that sign. When people start becoming conscious of these 27, there's going to be an alignment that takes place that has never happened in astrology ever.
What kind of alignment? What kind of alignment?
I would say an inner alignment. Just people understanding on a deeper core level who they are, and that's the goal of astrology. Right. Is to help you understand who you are. Where I think with the 12 signs, anyways, you're only getting a small part of what that actually is. I think the 27 are far more significant in really determining who you are as a person. So there could not be a better time for my system to start coming out there.
In your book, Asterian Astrology, and this is volume 1. I did read that astrology doesn't necessarily address destiny, it's more of an energy. Could you illuminate that a little bit for me?
Of course. Okay. Astrology is energy. Now, hence that energy is quite powerful. And for people who are living unconsciously, they're destined, because that energy is going to supersede their consciousness. But if people are becoming conscious, then you have the ability to use the energy of astrology and utilize it for your own expansion and growth. But that energy, I say astrology is energy, not destiny, because it's an actual truth. But if you are living unconsciously, that energy is going to be a driving force of destiny in your life unless you become conscious of it and utilize it and work with it yourself.
I see. Because when you did that reading for me, it wasn't necessarily, a fortune cookie with predictions in it. It was very much a mapping out of traits and elements of who I am based on your reading. And there were a couple ideas thrown in there about what will happen on certain dates.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a predictability factor in this?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like predicting the weather for a human being.
So then tell me, what do you predict for me based on that reading?
What do I predict for you?
Yeah.
Based upon that reading, and being that you're Proserpina.
Well, we already found out one person is a Vulcan here.
Yeah, one person was a Vulcan, yes.
Yeah.
Proserpina is, well, here's good news. Because Saturn has been under an alignment, which in India they call Sade Sate for you for quite some time.
Say that again?
It's called Sade Sate. It's called a 7-year alignment when Saturn goes over your moon. And it's when Saturn's before the moon and right after it. And it's a time of total reconstruction and change. You're coming out of that alignment this year. Okay. So you will feel your life get much easier after mid-May. As Saturn starts to officially leave your moon. All right. So there's a little.
Well, we'll be deep into car payments, and we'll be just rolling at that point. I like what you were saying about the concept of duality integrating right now, because for thousands of years we've had a patriarchal society that is very masculine. How has the feminine existed, though, during this time? I mean, that's a really good question. Yeah. Just on a mainstream level, we have Angels and Demons, we have the Da Vinci Code. There are a lot of pop culture things that introduce the ideas of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine, looking at it in those terms. How has the sacred feminine existed all this while, even though we've been under the guise of a very patriarchal, ordered intellectual society?
It's a great question, and it's the other part of my spiritual work. There's two aspects to it. One is astrology, which is, my job, and I'm very passionate about my job as an astrologer. The other one is the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is often demonized.
Yeah.
And I've done incredible work on trying to show the ancient form of the mother, which was originally used for the sake of God realization, and the phases on this planet are leading us into a non-dual time where mother and father will end up merging as one.
Right.
And in the future, you will be able to choose Father God or Mother God or both for the sake of your realization. And that's, with this whole lunar zodiac coming out, which is a big portion of my work, it is about aligning the divine masculine and feminine, because the 12 signs are definitely solar-based and are masculine. These 27 are ruled over by the divine feminine. And so it coming out is a sign of the integration between the two.
That's interesting. I think in order for us to feel whole, we do have to be in touch with all of us. There's a feminine and a masculine energy that exists in each of us, and that's a good microcosm for what you're talking about, because there has to be a shift everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a very exciting time to be living in, and I'm very excited that I was able to bring this information out at this time. What else do you want us to know?
Go with this change. I want everyone to go with this change. Western astrology is astronomically incorrect, and it's not seasonal, because the seasons do not apply. I mean, the seasons are different from the northern and southern hemisphere.
Okay.
You cannot apply northern hemisphere seasons to the whole globe. This system that's coming out is an opportunity, not only for the alignment we were just talking about, but for astrology to become a much deeper science in general. And I think it will become, in time, more accessible to people than it is now through this transition.
I agree. I agree. I think that it's very exciting to expand this way, and what an honor to sit here and talk with Jade Luna.
Well, this is just the beginning right here. This is the beginning.
Oh, you saw it right here on the Bethanis show. Jade Luna, what an honor. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.